right, welcome everybody, and welcome to our special holiday event for Higher Circuits. We are so excited. Today we have a special presentation by Kathleen Zemansky, and we're going to have her talk a little bit about what she's going to be doing in just a minute. But before we begin, well, let me let Kathleen direct us on the little instructions on how to participate in the best way today's event. Go ahead, Kathleen.
So welcome everyone. I'll go in a little bit more detail, but we want you to grab your astrology chart because I'm going to be talking about the upcoming year of the metal ox. So go to freebusinessastrology.com and then enter in your birth information, and it's going to generate your chart. And we're going to be going through all of the animals today, a little bit of feng shui if we have some time, and that's all relevant to your personalization. So freebusinessastrology.com, and we'll talk in just a few moments.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So go get that, guys. In the meantime, we're going to be introducing ourselves. So let's start with Julie. Oh, we can't hear you, Julie. I think you're muted. Still can't hear you, my love.
Looks like she might not be able to unmute.
The gods of sound are... It's okay. We'll come back to you, Julie. No problem. Let's go to Tammy.
Sorry, wasn't ready. Hi, everybody. My name is Tammy Langowski, and I am an intuitive advisor to your questions. And I take sessions with your, like I said, with your questions, working with clairaudience, clairvoyance. And you can find me at tammysintuitive.com as well as higherhealing.com. Thank you.
Excellent. Let's go to Rachel.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Geraldine. I am Rachel Cooley, and my business is Divine Guidance with Rachel Cooley, and I help connect my clients and my students with the angelic realm to uplift and to bless their lives and to help them to clear fears, stress, and worries. You can find me online at rachelcooley.com and here on Facebook as well under my name, Rachel Cooley, and also on Higher Healing. I'm so happy to be here today.
Awesome. And let's go to Bobby.
Hi everyone, how you doing? My name is Bobby Vasquez, a biofield tuner. I work with tuning forks with your electric body, restoring energetic imbalances. You could find me at higherhealing.com, or you could find me at biofield tuning, S as in Sam, J as in John.com. I'm available for you whenever you need. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And just briefly, I'm Geraldine Orozco. You can visit my website at geraldineorozco.com. I do DNA reprogramming and hypnotherapy, and I'm really excited to work with you guys and hear more about it. So please also remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Right now, we have a really amazing giveaway that we kind of put our heads together to do for the holidays. We're giving away more than $1,000 in prizes and gifts, getting free sessions, and even tickets for Kathleen's event in January, which she'll probably talk a little bit about, I'm sure. So we're so excited to do that, and it's just our way of giving thanks and giving back to our community and just supporting you guys. You know, we know that you guys are going through so much. We're all going through so much right now. So just giving a little bit of push and love in your direction. So please do sign up for that. It's really fun, and we're going to be giving away the prizes now until the new year. So so excited. And let's get started. Kathleen, I'm going to hand it over to you.
So much, and I'm gonna go ahead and just share my screen and get started. So hello everyone, my name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui master, astrologer, and I also have a timing system called the Time Blazer. So what I'm going to present to you today is really a very short glimpse of what I present as a 2-day live stream in January. So we can talk about that for a little bit later, but here's what our agenda is. We're gonna try to look at is the preview of what's gonna be happening in 2021. We know that 2020 was major shakeup, and then we're going to go through all 12 animals, and then time permitting, we're going to do some Feng Shui, because I really think this is an important piece, and then we'll leave time for Q&A as well. All right, so as we mentioned before, if someone on our panel here could put this URL into the live stream Facebook portion, go to freebusinessastrology.com. That's going to be very important for you to follow along. Now, this is the chart that we are going to be looking at. There's a lot in this chart. We're going to have a lot of time next year to talk all about this, but for right now, we're going to be looking at your natal chart. And I do need to tell you that I focus more on business, but there's a lot of information in your astrology chart that can also transfer over to your personal life as well, which I'm going to talk about as well. So let's just talk about how these animals and elements are going to be showing up in your chart. So let's start with what these pillars mean, because they are going to be important to where these animals show up, because obviously you're more than the year of whatever you were born, right? So your year of birth is about your social circles, your marketing. What is the best form of marketing for you? Is it video? Is it podcasting? Is it blogging? That kind of thing. But it is also about your social circles and your friends. It's the people that you know that can help you go to the next level, right? And it is also about the people that can help you in all parts of your life. So choose your associations well, and it will help elevate in a very difficult time. I'm not telling you to fire the people that have been downgraded during this crazy time, but just also remember that you have a choice in the relationships you choose to nurture and be committed to. Your month of birth, and then if you are looking from a personal, also this does relate to your ancestry, your grandparents and before. So what your grandparents provided for you, it's your ancestral story, if you will, and now it's your time from the day that you were born to take it from there. So they may have provided you with life lessons, they might have provided you with money, inheritance, but they did bring something because you are here. So what is it that we can move forward with that? Your month of birth is about your career, what you're best suited at, and your ambitions, your character, if you will. So these annual energies can really, in a moment, just change the way that you show up in the world, right? It's also from a personal level. It's about your parents. It's about your siblings, your connection with the siblings, and it's about your health, which I do speak with my clients all the time about this, because if you're not healthy and well, it's going to be very hard to serve your community. Okay. All right. Your day of birth is about you. This is one of my favorite pillars because you have the most control over the day of birth. This is about your mindset. So I want you to think about when you're asking the universe to bring things to you, are you actually embracing them and bringing them to you, or are you repelling them once they show up? In the respect, oh, I want to bring in a new relationship, and oh, you know what, I'm not really ready right now. So the universe is hard at work for you, but we also need you to step up, and if you are clear about what you're asking, it's much easier to get what you want. So it is about your partnerships, whether it be personal or professional. And so that's what the date of birth is about, is your real intimate relationships. And then your hour of birth, if you know it, and I realize some people don't, either because of adoption, or they may have lost birth records, or that, you know, someone is no longer surviving to tell you what that time of birth is. So you at least have 75% year, month, and day. So please, please, please stay tuned, because it still is very valid. But if you do have it, the hour of birth, it is going to be relating to your investments, your brainstorming, if you will, and your goals. What are you best suited to be doing, whether it be on an annual basis or for your entire life? Your natal chart stays with you forever. What I'm going to be talking to you about today is how we're going to dovetail your natal chart with the annual energies. But it is about your legacy, your life purpose. So it is very, very important. Again, there's a lot of other information that we really can't discuss in this short time on the astrology chart. So we'll find opportunities through the year to do that for you. Okay. All right. So we're going to be talking about all 12 animals. So let's just get started. Now I've put this little infographic at the bottom. So when I talk about any of these animals, and by the way, it would be really good for you either now or after this recording to re-listen to it and put in who you're sheltering in place with, the loved ones, your family, friends, colleagues, your staff, and even your frenemies. You can understand a lot about why they're behaving or acting the way they do. It might be just something in their chart that's just poking them so much that it comes out with you. But what I want you to understand is there's a lot of connections between these animals in your chart. Again, we can only glaze over what the attributes are, and then we can talk about how you can find a little bit more about them. All right, so if the ox shows up in your year, it was all of the attributes of the year, the month, the day, and the hour. So I just wanted to keep that there so you go like, oh, well, what does this relate to? Because this is where I want you to understand. If I'm talking about the ox and it's in your day, it's going to be about your personal life, okay? All right, we're going to move forward just a little bit. Now, there are going to be, I just want to give you the notion and open up your heart and your mind. There are going to be some animals that you're not going to like that what I have to say because their energy vibrations are low for 2021. That's why I want to talk about the Feng Shui piece of it. And remember, I do person, space, time, and universe. So I have a whole toolkit. So your astrology is 1/4 of what I would be providing to help you for 2021. So even if you have a bummer like animal this year, please, please, please go, okay, maybe this is an area I just need to step back a little bit. And it might be an opportunity in the disruption, just like we've all experienced in 2021. All right, let's start with the ox because it is the year of the ox. The right-hand side of the screen is my time blazer. We're not really ready to reveal that yet until 2021. So hold tight on that. And again, there's a lot of ways you can get all of this information for free or a bit of investment if you want to take it on to the next level. Okay, so the ox in 2021, what you have is great inspiration, good for creativity. And this, I tell you what, right now, more than ever, you're going to really have to put on your creative thinking cap and see how we can come up with new ideas of doing business. We're never going back to what we were experiencing before. We are only moving forward. So we have to be very creative. So everyone is going to experience this in the year of the ox. If you have an ox in your chart, you're going to get even that much more. So this is encouraging unconventional learning. You have a panel of wonderful healers that can either teach you a new skill or delve into what some of these possibilities might be for you. So please remember to refer to this great panel of healers. Now, it is also about getting good connections, and this is for you to network up. So whatever you've been doing so far, think about what's that next level that I can take it. So that's going to be a very strong one as well. Now, it is the year of the ox, so this is also what's called from the Feng Shui perspective. It is what's called the Grand Duke. I'll show you that on the Feng Shui dial. But what I want to let you know is there is going to be change for those who have ox in their chart. But you do have some universal support, so I'm very excited for you. I want you to keep in mind there are 3 animals that go really well. There's actually more, but 3 animals, what I call the triple harmony, that love the ox energy. So if you also have a snake in your chart and a rooster in your chart, very, very good. So those are some animals that really play well with the ox. And another best friend of the ox is the rat. So those of you who have an ox in your chart, I'm not saying that your year was perfect, but you actually had some support with the year of the ox going into from the year of the rat. All right, let's move on to our next slide. And we are with
Kathleen,
yes.
while you're changing that, is it possible for you to turn your volume up just a little bit?
It's on as high. Is that a little bit better?
I think so. Yeah. Some people are saying it's hard to hear. Just want to make sure that we can hear all the important things you're saying. But I think what
Okay.
you're saying is good. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
All right.
All right.
All
Go,
right.
go
All
ahead.
right. Sorry about those for those of you who have missed it. So we'll somehow get that information to you if you really can't hear it on the recording. And try turning your volume up too. Sorry, it's not coming through. All right, tigers. You have 3 really nice favorable energies for you. You've got helpful people. So what I want you to think about right now in December, before we get into the year of the ox, which is February 3rd, I want you to start thinking about who can help me in what I'm trying to do to take my life to the next level, personal or professional. Where does that tiger show up? That's where you can start asking for help. For example, if it is in your month of birth, then you would start asking potentially even your parents for some assistance, but you can also ask people in your workspace, where can you get that help and assistance? You also have the true relationship energy this year. So people always ask me, I don't care if it is my top clients down in Silicon Valley, the Silicon Valley Titans, or my entrepreneurial clients, they come to me for business, but I have never yet had one person say to me, well, what about my relationship? You have the true relationship energy for 2021. So spiff yourself up, but you know what? You don't even really have to. You just have this attractability. So be who you are right now. But you need to get out there a little bit. Getting out there is a little bit more virtual today, but you have that going for you this year. You have a great feng shui connection, which I'll talk about in just a moment, but you also have not only this great energy, but you have a feng shui connection. So when you connect with the energetics of the feng shui for the year, you can already upgrade your possibilities for the next year by quite a bit. If you have this particular area, which is in the Northeast, you have to have this spatially in your floor plan. But this is about dissolving obstacles. Who doesn't need to do that? So this is going to be very good for helping you to dissolve obstacles. And it also could be you become the helpful person. When you become the helpful person versus always asking for help, that really actually, that's that whole karma or 10,000 returning 10,000 fold, right? So if you are in that position, certainly go for it. All right. Hold on to your boots here, because now we're going to go to one animal that doesn't have universal help this year. Let me tell you, I have 4 of my animals in the natal chart. In 2020, I had 0 universal help in my astrology, 0. So what did I do? I used feng shui. I used the time blazer. I used universal gateway. And I also watched all of what the more challenging energies were to understand if those showed up, which I can't get into today because again, we have to shorten this down a little bit. But if you have one of those animals that do have that downgraded, we can help you a little bit. Now, this is not a feng shui direction, but I can tell you in the East, because I do 3 different modalities when it comes to this space, just know that we've got you protected in the East for the rabbit. So you actually do have a potential of just being in the East sector of your space for you to get that good juice coming. So hold tight. We're going to talk to you in a minute about what you have coming up. All right. Then we have the next one. We have the dragon. The dragon has a good feng shui connection this year as well, but this is about more yin energy, if you will. And this is about really more reflective, if you will, but we do have help along the way, but it may be those accidental helpers. And what I mean by that is those people that just pay it forward and you don't even know that they're trying to help you, but just be open to thank you when you get it, because sometimes again people oh no, I don't need your help, no, I'm fine. You know what, let's let go of the ego, because we all need help. Every single one of us need people in our lives and good connections. So this is where the dragon can help you in 2021. Now the next one we're going to be going to is the snake. Now, the snake has a very, very special attribute this year. One, yes, remember it connects with the year itself of the ox. The rooster, snake, and the ox are best friends, so do know that. And it's also a good friend of the monkey. So if you have a monkey in your chart, you also will relate to this particular energetics. And the energetics that I want to let you know about, and this is the one animal that I really want you to understand, that if you have this animal, and especially from a business, because everyone is, well, not everyone, but maybe many of you had to reboot. Maybe some of you are struggling in your business. But what I want you to understand is that if you've got a snake in your chart, I'm not saying it's going to be a super, super easy year, but it is going to be a year that if you get to the end of the year, you will survive and outperform your competition. So this is something that I really am very happy for the snakes in 2021. Now, the horses, let's go on to them. They have two animals. Now the horses, oh my lordy, did they get beat up with the rat this year? So this is a very welcomed energetics coming for the horse. And so I'm very happy to tell you about them. First, if you've had some problems in 2020, then this is an energy that certainly is going to help you as far as neutralizing some of the challenging energies that are going to be coming your way, or that have come your way, that you can actually just find that solution. Now, you may have to do some inner work again, or working with some of our panel here. This would be a great opportunity to really go in and go, all right, I really do have this niggling problem that is holding me back. Don't accept that as your reality. Keep moving forward of what you can do versus what you cannot do. Okay. All right. And then you also have some very nice people that are going to help you as well. Now, the horse direction is the south. I'll talk to you about that, but I do want you to know we are going through a humongous period shift in the Feng Shui world, the classical Feng Shui world, which I practice. And so people who have south-facing houses or south-facing doors, this year it was, oh, not so great, but moving into next year and moving forward for like the next 20 some years, 20 plus years. So if you are looking for a new house or something like that, you definitely want to get that south-facing house in there. Your front of your house is going to be about your finances. The back of your house is going to be, or your building is going to be about your, anything to do with people matters, your relationships, your health. So you want those two to really be nicely positioned for you. So the direction of your house is going to be important as well. All right, let's move on to the goats. Now, the goats were one of the more favorable. They actually had like 5 remarkable things going on for them in 2020, but it does downgrade in 2021. And if you're listening now or at the time of the recording, what I want you to know is you have still a good month and a half at least to get the last juice out of 2020. So helpful people, if you haven't found them, start asking for them. If you have any IP properties or things of that nature, this would be a good investment to like really open it up a little bit more. So that is, something that you could definitely do. And you also had a really, really good energetics right now for you to go ahead and continue to like be the leader, be the influencer, or start acting like the person you want to be, because doing this now is going to set you up for the next year. And that's what we're trying to do, is help you go through this as easily as with much ease as possible. Now, the monkeys last year had 0. I had a monkey in my chart, but nonetheless, I had some really nice breakthroughs because I knew how to handle the energies, and that's what I'm trying to help you do as well. All right, so this is also a very welcome change. So the monkeys will definitely have a good feng shui connection, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But we also have for the monkeys, this is a very good, if you've got some problems in that going into 2021, spending time in the monkey direction, especially if you have a monkey in your chart, a dragon in your chart, a snake in your chart, and we definitely in a rat in your chart, we definitely want you spending some time in the feng shui area. So that's going to be very good for that. Now, what I talked about the goats last year, this is what the monkeys get this year. Please, please, please start putting on your influencer cap. What do you need to do to get that visibility? You're going to have it anyway, so you might as well put your best foot forward, right? Okay, so that's what you're looking at is definitely for this next year is that position of authority. You're an expert in your field. So whatever skill base you need to do to bring that up, and one of the pieces may be technology so you can be seen, but that is something I want you to think about. And you also have of all of the animals, you have the one that brings happiness to everyone. Now, hopefully you all have a good disposition anyway, and you bring happiness, but this year the monkey gets that certain energetic that brings happiness to others. Let's face it, people love to be around happy people and content people. So if you're having a little issue with that because you got downtrodden a little bit last year, we got happiness on the way for you. So you may already be feeling this because we are on the cusp of that energetics. All right, now, oops, we went a little bit too fast there. Let me go back one. The rooster, 2 years in a row, has incredible, and remember, the ox, the snake, and the rooster combined. So we love these combinations. And if you have a dragon in your chart, very, very good. And I want you to be using the west sector of your space because it will help you absorb that energy as well. But this, in going into 2021, you will get a good financial and career boost. You definitely have a position of authority to take on responsibilities or maybe lead a team, but you really are the leader and the thought provider for what is coming up. And then I also want you to really start, and this happens to me quite a bit when I'm on webinars or live events or things like that, is really think about your question and really what do you want the answer, what is the outcomes you want? That can help formulate the questions you want. Because even in an astrology reading, when I'm asking my clientele, what do you want? And it's like, well, I don't really know. So it's easier to consult with somebody if you know the direction that they want to go with. I mean, of course, we can just do a general reading, but knowing what, so this is such a powerful animal in 2020 and 2021. And when these energies go, as you saw, some of them upgrade and downgrade, and it's just for a year, but you can make changes that will last a lifetime, whether you have good animals in your chart or challenging ones. I've made some incredible breakthroughs, which I hope to tell you about another time. All right, the little doggies in our chart, that whoever has dogs, we have, again, a great feng shui connection for 2021, and it's all about money. So this is an area that you're going to want to definitely spend some time in. And for those of you who are looking for fame and notoriety, the animal will help you. So again, this is like giving you a little bit of a lead time to understand what's happening with the 2021. So if you have a dog in your chart, absolutely start thinking about, do I want to write a book? Do I want a new website? Do I want to start a new program? What do you want to be known for? Because the dog is going to help you with that. All right, now for the pigs, we go for one particular, but it's a very strong one. There's actually 4 what we call travel animals in the Chinese zodiac. But in 2021, what we have with this particular travel animal is the wonderfulness of travel and expansion. So if you are going to travel, we know that already, from my perspective, the astrology and science are definitely paralleling with what's happening in the world. And so what I want you to understand is you may not be able to get onto a plane right now, but in the same respect, what we do, I want you to also think about is having an international reach. Go beyond the borders of the country that you live in. So what is it that you can do? Now, I've said this from almost day one. If you have a website, you have an international business, but how searchable are you? So do you need to beef up your website? Do you need to have a marketing content plan that can reach an audience that is beyond your borders? So think about it now, so you don't have to scramble when this new energy hits. And remember, we're talking about February 3rd and forward. Okay, and then our final animal right now is the rat. So the rat in 2021, like the ox, in 2020 is the Grand Duke. So it was a challenging, energetic, and animal. And obviously we can see the full force of that. But here's what the animals have for 2021. So first of all, you have incredible brain power. So this is going to be really great for someone who is going to be doing some research or writing a book, because just these ideas are going to be really flowing. So it's a little bit different from creativity. Creativity is the spark of the idea. This brain power is more about implementing it and putting it into place, if you will. So this animal also has really great energetics for relationships as well. And then the other energetics that the rat has is it's a good year for relief, if you will. It's like a lot of people, it was actually kind of a getting to be a little bit of a chuckle joke for me when people would ask me, what are you doing during this downtime? And it was like, whoa, downtime. I've been really working away because I needed to retool how I was showing up for my clients because of what we're going through. So that's the thing that I want you to understand. If you have a rat in your chart, is just like, okay, did the best that I could, and give yourself a little bit of self-love, compassion, a little bit of break. When you do that, it actually lets barriers dissolve in front of you so you can walk forward. So that's what I want you to think about. All right. So where we're going to go now is I'm going to go to the Feng Shui piece of it, which is a little bit heady, but we're going to try to get you through this as easily as possible. Then we're going to open it up for some questions. Okay. Because I think it's important to kind of give you this kind of all together. Now, what I'm going to provide for you, you are the first people that are seeing my 2021 annual dial. And what I want you to look at first, though, is the left-hand side, because we do have still some energy left for 2020 all the way through to February 3rd. So here is how I do my dials. The first thing that you're going to have to do, you're going to need an accurate floor plan. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to take your smartphone or get a field compass, and then you're going to pull up the digital compass. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. If you haven't used it in a while, or you are someone who just has never used it, you need to calibrate your compass. Then you don't want to have a lot of clunky, heavy jewelry on. But basically what you're going to want to do, if you can still see me, is basically you're going to put it about, your waist height. Just let the compass settle down. And what I want you to do is stand in the middle of the space that you control. So what I mean by that is, if you are renting a room, that means that you are just doing the room that you are in. If it's the full building that you have control over, I want you to stand in the middle of that room. And basically what we're trying to find is a northeast-south access. And how I do it is I find a spot point. It's either a door or a window or, an angle or whatever the case may be, how I'm lining up the compass so that I know then I can put this compass overlaid on top of a floor plan. Your floor plan, the more accurate it is, the more accurate your results. So really, I strongly suggest that you invest, if you do not have one, a floor plan to work off of. So you can find a floor plan through property management if you're renting or leasing. You can find it if you own it through your closing docs from your, the lease or your mortgage. You can also go to your building department, because if it was built after a certain day, legally, if you're in the US, I cannot speak for countries outside if we've got some outside of the US border clients listening right now. But the other thing that you can do is take out a measure and measure it out. And then there are some apps. I haven't found one that works without having furniture in it, because I already have furniture in my space, so it's very difficult to, the digital apps I have not found to work so eloquently as I need them to be. But what you really want to do is have a really nice floor plan that will serve you over and over and over again. Why do we even do Feng Shui? Feng Shui is used to achieve your goals, personal and professional goals. So when you can wrap your head around, this is what classical Feng Shui is about. So what we're doing is, what is the outlook for the year astrologically? How can I use the Feng Shui for this space? And do some of those animals show up on my floor plan? Now, if you have some missing corners and things like that, we'll talk about those types of questions maybe at a further date. But I do want you to know that we need to have some accuracy for this to really work for you, okay? And it can be done. Just take a breath, get the tools that you need very least by February 3rd. Okay, so that's why I was giving you some time right now. All right, this compass dial on the left-hand side is the 2020, and anything that you see in red, this is where we have challenging energy. So it's the year of the rat, that's the Grand Duke. This is the year of the, the horse is opposite the Grand Duke, and so it's called the year breaker. So I want you to avoid any renovations or moving heavy objects, even nailing a piece of artwork into the wall. And the same would go through for the east sector. And so really what I want you to do is avoid those areas, don't even spend much time there, because it will, you're going to absorb the challenging energies. The objective is to put your body into a really nice flow, and that's going to help you quite a bit. Okay. What you can use though is especially the west. Absolute best direction in 2021. And then we also have the ox, which is in the northeast sector. So we're going to move that dial, and I'll show you in just a second. Yes, you can use the goat, but we do have another challenging energy. You can be in the goat area, just don't renovate in the goat. Now, I'm not going to maybe I will tell you this right now, because you're going to have to do this for next year. Again, I'm giving you a little bit of an insight for what you can do to get yourself set up. What I want you to start thinking about is getting some very heavy metal. What I personally use are those 25 pound discs, or, that you put on, like the dumbbell stuff. And literally I have about 300 pounds of metal in specific areas of my floor plan to neutralize this negative energy. At this point, I really don't want you messing with the 2020, but I want you to get things ready. So one of the things you get ready is your floor plan. Number two, I want you to start thinking about, we are going to have to be putting metal in a couple of different places, depending on how big your space is, then that's going to determine how much metal, but think more than less. This energy is not fun. So we want to neutralize it. We want to give it something to do. So you're going to be putting minimum 100 pounds up to, if you've got a huge space, then, 300 to 500 pounds of weight in this one slice, not all of the Northeast. This one slice is where you're going to be putting it. And then there's going to be another area that you're, I take that back. Sorry. Cancel clear. You're going to be putting the metal in the north. Sorry, this is a dial that I'm not showing you yet, but anywhere in the north you can put the metal. And then we are going to be putting metal also in the southeast sector, and we can put metal here as well. I'm going to go into that more detail on how to do that. But what I want to let you know is, if you have a dog in your chart, if you have a tiger in your chart, a dragon in your chart, or a monkey in your chart, those are the 4 animals that connect with the feng shui of the space, which gives you a little bit extra boost. 2020, if you had a rooster in your chart, or a ox or a goat, you were the ones that were favored. So as you can see, it goes up, this is a cyclical thing, that this energy is changing all of the time. Now, if you would like to get the compass dial, just go to freecompassdial.com, and then you'll have these compass dials to be working with. Truthfully, this compass dial, probably the 2021 is coming out just after the first of the year, but do keep this URL and at least get this so you can start putting your head on it. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this, so at least you know where it's at until you get your compass dial from my office, okay? All right. Now, I also have a book launch coming up. This is going into great detail about person, space, time, and universe. And on January 2nd, we're going to be doing a book launch, and we're also going to be doing a 5-day challenge, but using all of these energies. So hopefully you can get the book and attend that. And we're doing that bestseller campaign, so you can get the book for a very, very minute investment. But go to www.202021metalox, and you'll get information about the book and the book launch. And then finally, I am doing a live stream, and I am so excited about this year. The reason I'm very excited about it is we haven't turned a corner. I'm not saying that we have. It's still going to be a challenging year, all the way through, even into 2022 and 2023. We still have this big shift of energy that's happening, but we have tools to help you go through it. So again, I just did a very quick overview of just 2 little things that I'm going to spend 2 full days talking about: person, space, time, and universe. We're going to set our goals based on what's in your astrology. So I want to just get you prepared for that so that you can have a better time. So the event is January 16th and 17th. It's live stream 11 a.m. to 5 on the 16th, and truthfully, it's 2 to 6 on the 17th. So go to bit.ly/metalox. But don't pay that full price. Put in the promo code ENJOY and at checkout, and then you're going to get the extra early bird price that I had way back when I first started promoting it. So because you are following along with us today, I want to be able to give that to you. So that's what I have for you today. So thank you so much. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. And Geraldine, do we have, or does anyone have any questions on how I can help or clarify?
Yes, we do. That was amazing. I am so excited for your event. This stuff is just, it just excites me so much because these are tools that we can use that are tangible and they really do cause change. And I know in my life, I've used Feng Shui. It's helped tremendously in my house, in my home. So let me actually ask some questions. First of all, questions about the chart really quickly. How much influence do the percentages of the signs, like the animals or the element, have on a person?
Okay, great question. So each pillar has, if we broke it down that way, your year and month, that's about the external part of your life, if you will. It's your friends, your work, and all of that. They each hold 25%. Then your day and your hour, that's more your inner world, your really like deep down thoughts and goals and things like that, your intimate partnerships, those equally hold 25%. And then we also have to, which I didn't have time to go into today, but I will at my annual event. There's 5 elements, and the elements in classical feng shui are wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So each of those, because of the annual chart that gives birth to the Chinese New Year 2021, this is going to dictate the elemental balance or imbalance that may happen in your chart. So we'll find that out. You'll find that out at the annual event, but that is super, super important to understand the elements and how they can benefit you. But go ahead as you answer the next question. I'm going to pull up that slide again.
Yeah,
But go ahead. But go ahead.
awesome. And then we have another question asking, can we use this kind of this modality to learn a little bit more about how the current situation with our health or the virus affecting us?
Yes, there are certain animals, and we want to look mostly at your month of birth because that's really what we determine the health. And I would say, nonetheless, we still have to like look at our exposure. This is a very different puppy, if you will. Um, and I do need to let you know, last year when I was doing my annual event, which was January the 19th, I talked about there were going to be super viruses, we're going to be wearing face masks, we're going to be looking at the downturn of the economy, and we really need to be watching out for that. So those are the things that we knew for certainty going into it, but there are a couple of animals that will be a little bit susceptible. In 2020, I'm going to start there. The horse, because it's the exact contrast with the year of the rat. So the horse and rat clash. So I would say that the horse needed to watch out. The dogs, if you have a dog in your chart, which I do, by the way, so I'm talking to the messenger here, that animal in particular does have a tendency to carry more potential of illness. Now, there are 4 animals: dragon, ox, goat, and dog. Those are all called graveyards because they're all earth animals. These animals are very strong. They're very good for finances, but they do tend to have a little bit of an issue for health overall, but especially the dog. But in 2020, those 4 animals and the horse, and then I would add the pig, needed to be careful. Next year, going into this, and this is saying that we're going into it healthy. Please, please, please do your self-care. That is one of the strongest things. And again, I can only highly recommend any of our healers here today to help you with improving your vitality. And I really want you to think about that. Is what self-care are you doing on a daily basis? And start with one thing to start rebuilding the best that you can be. I do know that that's going to be, something that I'm going to be strongly working with all of my clientele Well, I have been actually since this all hit. But we, the animals for next year for sure, the ox and the goat need to be watching out. And then I'm going to put those same, earth animals, dragon, ox, goat, and dog into that as well.
Awesome. And then we have another question about how the elements directly influence. For example, we have someone that says, I have wood. What does that mean exactly if you have wood in your chart?
Love this question. All right. The way that I did my astrology software, like I said, there's a lot of information in there. Let's see if I can make that bigger. No, I can't. So right under your natal chart, look at this, what's called 5 structures. Mm-hmm. So if you do not know your hour of birth, please know this will be skewed a little bit because we're missing one piece. But if you know your full chart, and don't worry about it, just go with it. But if you know your full natal chart, it's going to show up as the total yin and yang of all the elements in your chart. So then you can see, and this is one person's chart, you look at your own. What does water mean to you? What does wood mean to you? What does fire mean to you? So it's going to be wealth, which is your prosperity, your potential of making money throughout your life, right? Because there's other things that are going to influence it. And then your power could be one of the 5 elements. It may not be on, how you see it on this chart. Well, it wouldn't unless you have this exact same day of birth. It's about your power. It's about like how you show up and it's, your boundaries in life, if you will, and what authority that you may have. Resource, if you have no resource, by the way, that means you have to do every freaking thing yourself, which means that you could be burning yourself out a little bit because you don't have that help that you need. So that's why sometimes these annual influences can be really great because, oh, look, my resource is coming in this year, so I can use it. Sometimes it might be a foreign object to you because you don't have enough of it in your chart, but that's how it can go. Then your network is going to be about, all of the, this one is based on this one right here, right? This day of birth, the top element. These are what else is in my chart that is like me. So these are your social circles, your networks. Again, choose to network up so you can have an easier life. And then the next one is the creation, is what you create. Now, for those of you who have 0 in your wealth, because that's the one that freaks everybody out. I have several very successful clients that have 0 in their wealth capacity. What's that? What that's saying is not much universal help here. I got to pull up my sleeves and do it myself and get it done. But you can do a lot with, okay, I need, some more power over here so I can get some better campaigns up. I've got people that are going to help me with resource or the products and services or programs I create. And then this one really quickly, I can't go into it all. This is the yin and yang of all of the elements that you have in your natal chart.
Wow. That is so amazing. I have 2 more questions. Israel just tuned in. He says, what if your twins share the same birth date with someone but are 3 years apart? I think there's 2 questions there.
Okay.
There's twins.
I feel bad for that mother.
Okay, so let's look at the twin element. What happens when you have a twin?
All right. So basically how it is handled in Chinese astrology, whether it be because we go in 2-hour time slots. In other modalities of astrology, they go right down to the minute. Well, in Chinese astrology, it goes to 2 hours. So what we do is this particular hour is because, as we know, if you know a set of twins, triplets, whatever, they're very different people, right? They're not the same people. So the firstborn, you give them the hour that they were born. And so this one would be 8:55. And then you would put in the next time slot, which truthfully, because it's 7 to 9, and then it would be 9 to 11. So you put in the next hour slot to look at the second twin. And then if there's even more multiple births, because we know that that happens as well, each child would be that way. Now, yeah, that's the best I can answer that one.
Fantastic. And then we have another question from Julie that says, and this is also something that's so interesting. What does the yin and yang mean in the chart, and how does it influence us in those areas, or the elements, I guess? Yeah.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, let's just again take this chart here as an example. Yang. So let me just talk about yin and yang very quickly. Yang is about action, and I think I was amiss to tell you something right when I started. What I really do is I love to be working with the yin and yang. So yang is going to be about your actions, and what I provide for people is a roadmap, GPS, whatever you want to call it, treasure map of what is possible, and then give them direction on how they can achieve what they want to achieve. Your part is taking action on those suggestions. What I really want people to really stop doing is buying information that they're not implementing, because it's just making you tired and broke. So if you're going to commit to whatever you're going to commit to it and do it. So yang is about go, 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 go. It's also about brightness. It's considered masculine. It is considered sharp. And so many other things. Yin is the polar of that, which would be more feminine. It's about darkness. It is about softness. It's about reflection, going in. And when you balance these both, because let's face it, if everyone keeps going yang, 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 you're going to have a heart attack. You're going to fall over, because you cannot sustain that. You have to have the balance. That's why I believe self-care and healing is so important to your success. So when you're looking at it in your chart, I wouldn't look so much as, oh, this is a yang, although I do like that first pillar being yang, because that is your outer defense, if you will. This is the outside of your chart. If it is yin, not that it's not good, it just is like it, and it's not weaker. Please, please, please do not take yin as weak, because I'll tell you what, there are very, very many soft-spoken people that can, they really have much power. So don't take it as weakness. It just is, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about oh, my chart is all yin. By the way, my chart is all yang. I don't have any yin in my chart. So I am imbalanced in that respect. So what do? Now I have to look at self-care, yoga, meditation, all the different modalities that I do to balance that. Because I know if I just, like, who'd want to even be around me? I wouldn't want to be around myself. So really it is looking at the yin and yang balance. I hope that answered your question. And if it didn't, just put a question into the chat, and I can come back and answer them after if I didn't clarify that as best you can. Can I do one more yin and yang thing that's in the chart that people have access to?
Yeah, please. Mm-hmm.
All right. Go down here to the bottom of your chart. There's so much in this chart that I can't get into, but this part where it says your personal power directions, you also have a number there that means something. Can't go into that right now, but look at these particular directions. What I want you to do is, I'm pretending this is my laptop. What I want to do is put my direction to face, because I'm awake, I'm in action. Face it to one of your positive directions. prosperity, self-explanatory. Vitality is about good health. It's also about removing some obstacles. Partnerships, you're connecting with a new client, a new person. And then confidence, this is great to put your kids in for studying. They're so like distracted with, you know, this whole new platform that they had to be in. Get your children facing their personal, and you can run as many charts you want for free. So don't worry about that. Grab those charts and get those people that you love into their personal power directions. And then what I also do, but I know my space like the back of my hand, and I realize this is not probably most of your businesses. So once you find that, take one of these like little, you know, sticky notes and then put it on the wall and go, oh, there's my direction. I just need to sit with myself sitting in that direction. The Universal Gateway, which we are going to go into deeply at my annual event, but just so you know, for right now, all I want you to do is find what yours is, and it will be one of the 8 directions. And then that's all I want you to do right now. And I want you to sit with your back to that direction, not facing, because now we're going into yin meditation. And basically what I want you to do is start asking the universe for what you want. Be realistic and be willing to take action to what you ask for. So just within your chart, there is a yin and yang attributes that, and then we'll talk about the activators and all that. We just don't have time to go into all, but there you go.
Kathleen, can you just repeat that very last universal?
Sure, that was pretty quick, wasn't it? So Universal Gateway is at the lower bottom half of your chart. For right now, all I want you to do is find what direction your Universal Gateway command direction is. You actually have 8 different ones, but your main guardian is this particular one. You know, I'll do maybe sometime in the future with higher healing, we'll just focus on this and we'll do a nice meditation with that. But for now, for right now, all I need you to worry about is, or be concerned of, is find that direction, sit with your back, get in a comfortable position, clear your mind, and then ask and continue to ask for the same thing until you get the result. And here's how you do it. Let's just say, universe, I need 5 new clients in 30 days. I am willing and ready to send out my lead magnet, follow up with all of the prospects, and do 3 Facebook Lives in this month. So it is a cosmic contract. So you're asking, but you also have to do. Because if you just sit there and go, your results are going to be minimal. And I am a result oriented business here to help you get what you want. But you also have to take that next step as well.
Amazing. I love it. I'm so excited to work with you, Kathleen. And
I love working with all you guys. I do.
I can't wait.
Such
Yeah.
a
So
blessing.
yeah. So T Vallejo says, where do we find these charts? And again, it's at your website. I did post the link here in the chat. But Kathleen, maybe you could just any other
Sure.
directions as to where they need to find you. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple, I'm not even going to put it here. I'll just say them out, and then I can go back into after we've closed down. I'll go and put in all of those links. But for right now, to get your chart for those that you care about, go to freebusinessastrology.com. Number 2, if you would like to get the free compass dials, pretty simple, freecompassdial.com. If you would like to get on the wait list for Success Secrets, then go to www.2021metalox, and we're going to do a 5-day challenge. So what I talked about today, we're going to just do a little bit more. But again, I still can't go into everything. And so I have my annual event, and that's at bit.ly/metalox. That one is all lowercase. If you have any other questions for me directly, go to Kathleen, that's Kathleen with a K, Kathleen, at 5 elementsgroup.com. Kathleen at 5elementsgroup.com. And also check us out at Higher Healing. And I'll do what I can to help you out.
I love that. Thank you so much. Victoria says this is really amazing information. So glad we have time to prepare. I think it's a perfect time for you guys to get yourself ready, get your home ready, get your businesses ready for the new year. I'm just so excited. So if you want to win 2 tickets to Kathleen's event, she's giving away 2 tickets. And you guys can register on our website under events at holiday giveaway. And all of these amazing healers here today are giving away sessions, free, all kinds of wonderful, wonderful modalities that they generously give away. So please do register. We're so excited to be giving out those names. We're going to be picking out the first name this week, midweek, and you're going to find all of that on our social media. So from all of us, I want to wish you a very happy holidays. We love you so much. And shout out to everyone. If anybody has any final words or notes or messages they want to give out, please do. If you feel called, anyone that's here.
Happy holidays, everyone. We're here for you now and through the new year and beyond.
This is Julie Hawkins, the Biz Psychic. Just had a glitch when we started, so just saying welcome. And this was great information. So excited to come to the event with Kathleen, and so much more to come, everybody. We're going to get through it all together. So happy holidays.
That's right. Happy holidays. Tammy, you're muted. You want to hear what you want to say.
Just thank you, Kathleen. This was really great information and a lot of new stuff for me. So really, really interesting. Thank you for that. And thanks everybody for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Kathleen, for everything. A lot of great information. Everybody, please join our contest. There's lots of cool prizes, and you could start your new year off with a wonderful session from one of us. Have a happy holiday, everyone.
Wonderful. And from everyone here, amazing Christmas or whatever you celebrate for holiday, and Happy New Year. And we will see you at our next event coming up January. Anybody have the date for that one? I think it's the first Wednesday of the month. So we are excited for you to join us, and you'll find all that information here. Thank you. Take care.